What is going on, everyone? It's Kelly here. I'm here in Key West with my good friend Hunter, who's jigging right behind the camera. We literally just marked fish in 180 feet, dropped down a chicken rig with some split on it. Already hooked up.
And it's gonna be a short vermilion. I don't know. So we're gonna pop this fish in the live well, and we're gonna send him back down and see if we can't get him to survive.
So we got a short vermilion here. We're gonna put him in the live well, pop his swim bladder, and send him back down. He'd be cool in a fish tank, but too small for the ice box.
Or we're gonna use a descending device and send him down.
All right, we can do that too. So yesterday we did go out. We went on the bay side. Today we're on the ocean side, and we're rod and reel fishing, deep dropping. I don't think we're gonna get in the water just because we're gonna try to focus on rod and reel fishing only. But yesterday we did get it on the bay side. It was super murky. The current was ripping. Super windy as well. Obviously, you guys know, the wind very well in my videos. But we did manage to get a keeper lobster and pull a few stone crab traps as well. And Mr. Finley, my 1-year-old golden retriever, was able to go out on the Maverick with us and pull some stone crab traps. So he was terrified at first, not gonna lie, when we were trying to get him on the boat. But once we were out there in the water, he literally was on the bow and he was inching over the side, and I'm like, Finley, don't do it. And he jumped right in the water. But he is a golden retriever, so he's definitely a water dog. Good?
Yeah, I'm not sure which way to toss it.
It don't matter.
Yeah, it'll get down there.
We'll figure it out. Some good marks.
Yeah, that's
There's
them.
some really thick marks on the bottom right now. I'm hoping they're legal vermilions. Or yellow eye. I'll take both.
Which way you go?
On the boat. Oh, I just got nailed.
You got nail going down?
Little fish, yeah.
You gotta come on the other side. You have to come on the other. Oh, you're bit now.
This weight, actually, it's really hard to judge the weight of the fish. Reeling with this massive weight to get it down to the bottom. Because that first little vermilion I reeled in, I kind of thought it was a decent fish, not gonna lie. So like I said, we do have a chicken rig, and there's 2 circle hooks on them, so when you're reeling up the fish, you just want to keep it nice and steady. You don't want to do too many jerking motions because you don't ever want to, quote unquote, set the hook with a circle hook. Well, right species, a little bit bigger.
A little bigger, but not sure he's gonna be 12.
There he goes. He actually swam down.
He swam down?
Yeah. He wasn't bloated at all.
You know, sometimes when you come up slower, sometimes they can work their gas out. You never know.
He literally just flipped down. He's like, so one of Hunter's spots, we actually came out here and I hooked up my CMOR portable marine unit here. And I'm like, you know what, let's just see if CMOR has scanned this area, and sure enough they have. If you look closely, you zoom in here, there's a little bit of like a ledge or some type of structure right here, but there's a little pinnacle and you can see like a little bump coming up right here. You can see all of our little pink lines. And that's actually his spot where we were catching fish off of it. So that's pretty cool. So we're gonna go ahead and explore, look around on the CMOR unit itself and see if we can't find some more fish. But let me just show you guys real quick. Check this out. So this right here is all of Key West. All the colored charts right here are where CMOR has scanned. So let's see. All right, you're driving off Key West. Check this out. You zoom in. You see all these rocks, pinnacles, coral heads, and I guarantee all of these hold some type of fish. Now what you can do is you can select the mark. It gives you the GPS coordinates right here. You can go to that mark and fish it, dive it, explore it. And then after you look at that mark, you can go on your depth finder and see how deep it is. But this unit right here, CMOR, has just changed the game completely. It makes it really, really helpful for diving, especially anchoring up. Because you can see exactly where you're going to anchor up. A lot of the shipwrecks in Miami, you'll be able to see the shipwreck precisely, the bow of the boat, the end, whether it's a barge. It can really help you anchor up more accurately when you're fishing or diving as well. Another cool thing about the Ray Marine unit is it plugs right into a cigarette lighter on your boat. So you can literally bring it on any boat that has a cigarette lighter, plug it in, pop it up there, and you have it. Now the chip that I have is a South Florida chip. As you can see here, it covers the Keys, South Florida, I believe all the way up to like Vero or something like that, maybe Fort Pierce. But they have chips all along the coastline. They got chips in Florida, North Carolina, all the way to Maine, and I believe on the West Coast as well. I'll put a link in the description below for CMOR mappings, and you guys can check out if they have mapped area where you guys are fishing. So we're looking for marks on the screen, and we happen to catch a keeper Vermillion. So
it's a yellow eye spot, and there's Vermillion in it, and we're a little bit off our mark, so you never know.
Well, we have one snapper taco. It's like the fish I caught earlier, but bigger.
Okay, drop a Rooney.
It's a good, weird, cool bottom.
It's that hard bottom they're on. There's no wreck out here, it's all hard bottom. It's a bite.
That was weird.
Well, at least we found them. We are accomplished hand crank deep droppers right here.
It's not too bad. Once you get past 500 foot, then it gets a little monotonous.
Yeah, it gets a little much. Or it's a 40-pound fish.
Yeah.
These fish are in the 2-pound range, 2-3 pound range. They're great eating snappers. These deep water snappers, they're just delicious.
You got a Vermillion.
Lift it up and turn it to the right.
Hey,
Keeper Vermillion.
I got a keeper and you got a keeper.
Nice.
At least we're not going hungry. Another name for Vermillion snapper are beeliners. You've probably heard me call them beeliners a lot in videos. He's nice and bloated. He's full of air. So, and when you're deep dropping so deep, you'll feel the fish on the hook, on the line, when you're reeling up. But when you get about halfway up the water column, sometimes that head shake will go away. And don't think that your fish still isn't on the hook. It's usually because they're bloated with air and they can't fight anymore. So keep that tension tight and get it to the surface. So check this out. I kept getting hit on the bottom, and honestly I kind of thought the fish just came off. There was absolutely no head shake, nothing whatsoever. So I was like, all right, I'll drive the boat and Hunter would reel it up. And sure enough, there was 2 fish on there. They are not any type of snapper, but these fish are insanely cool. Unfortunately, I mean, he's still kicking. We're gonna put him in the live well and see if he can't survive, but honestly, if he doesn't, we might just fillet him up and try to eat him. Check that out. How cool.
Kelly's loving this.
Loving it. Uh-huh.
Nice big fat lane. How about that?
Huge.
We're getting all kinds of yellowfish today.
Huge lane. These fish are actually amazing to eat.
They are delicious.
Great for grilling, great for ceviche, great for just pretty much everything. So that's really cool. Sweet. That's a huge lane too.
Yeah, 14-inch lane.
Big lane. There we go. Nice. So this thing sticking out of his mouth right here is his air bladder. So when they come up really fast in the water column, it fills up with air because they don't have time to decompress it. So he's going in the box anyway, so thank you for your sacrifice. So we're just hitting spots on the way in, just dropping down chicken rigs. Sure enough, the bottom looks really good here. We'll see what comes up. Nothing crazy. Not sure why I was leaned over like that. That's a yellow eye! It's like a yellow eye, but smaller.
It is a yellow eye.
Check that out. So, as you can see, these are yellow eye snapper because of their yellow eye. Alright, so there is no size limit to yellow eye snapper. So he's going to go in our live well and be an addition to the 2 beeliners that we caught and our 2 mysterious fish that we caught as well. So we're plucking them one by one, one by one. So we're coming in from fishing now, and I'm looking on my CMOR maps, and I see this really nice, rocky, ledgy, cool looking area. Literally, the water is beautiful. It's about 38, 40 feet, and I have to jump in real quick just to check it out with my own eyes. So I'll see you guys underwater. And I always bring a spear gun just in case. Mutton. All right, so we are wrapping up our fishing day offshore here in Key West. You guys, I already showed you guys the underwater footage, and I don't even want to talk about that mutton I just missed. Honestly, I dove down. I didn't even see that mutton at all. I just dove down, relaxed, looked around, and then I saw him from the corner of my eye, and I got too excited and totally rushed the shot. It happens to me when I shoot fish that I normally don't shoot. But it happens. It is what it is. I think everything's meant to be. That fish is gonna live another day. But the fact that I got that opportunity with my second dive in the water just to explore a dolphin. A porpoise dolphin? Aw. You guys, we made the best out of today. The conditions weren't the best. It's been windy, it's been rough. This is our Florida spring, so I can't wait till summer. I'm ready for it to be hot. Oh, there's a dolphin right here. There they are.
Dolphins coming to say bye. Oh, there they are, there they are.
Guess so. They didn't come up though. They're just riding the surface. There he is. Really?
Got a little baby with them, don't you?
Yeah. I wish they were in the water when I had my gear on. You guys, I'll show you some footage right now of the dolphins we saw yesterday in the bay. Ooh, they were so social, just staying on the surface, hanging out with us. Super, super cool. Oh, there they are.
There they are.
How cool. But you really cannot beat this just blue, clear water, man. But right now we're gonna wrap up. I'm actually headed back home tomorrow, and then I'll be in South Georgia in 2 days. But I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of a taste test, catch and cook with the Vermillion snapper and the lane snapper that we caught today. Shout out Hunter.
Hoorah! Thanks for coming down, Kelly.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
So we're back at the house right now, and I'm going to prepare these fish whole, just because we didn't get very many and they're on the smaller side. So it's really awesome to utilize the entire fish and cook it whole. I am going to fillet this goofy looking guy because I really want to see what the meat looks like in this fish. Now, we did ask around, and this fish is called a bank sea bass. So I was correct on the sea bass part, but bank as in like just put your money in a bank. Not sure why it's a bank sea bass, but that's what they are.
Nowhere near the bank.
Nowhere
Look
near
at
the
that
bank.
cool tail, though.
It is really just such a unique fish. Finley, you want a cookie? Come here. We gotta keep Finley over here. Look, you want some fish? Finley, come here. Look, here. You want it? Finley. Finley is the biggest chicken in the world. When we do prepare whole fish, we're going to descale them. So I have this nifty little descaler that somebody sent me from the YouTube channel when I used to have a P.O. box like a year ago. They sent me this descaler. I actually use it all the time. I absolutely love it. Start from the base of the tail, work your way up in the opposite direction of the scales. And you want to make sure you get the throat, the top of the head, and the cheeks as well. Because sometimes when you're picking at it with a fork, you'll get some scales. Because one time I did forget to scale the throat, like under here, and I had to pick scales out of my food. After descaling the fish, we're gonna go ahead and remove the gills. You just cut around the gills with a knife, or you can use shears, or if it's a smaller fish, you can actually just use your hands and rip the gills out. So we scale it, we gill it, and then the most important is we gotta gut it. So I just slice up from his belly right here, in his belly cavity, open it up. I like to wear gloves just because I can really grip the fish. I don't gotta worry about stuff poking me or anything like that. And I get a better grip on the guts. These smaller fish are normally a lot easier because they don't got a lot of guts. So you can pretty much do it in almost one handful. Boom. We're feeding the mangrove snappers over here. We have some monster mangrove snappers over here in this canal. We're gonna take a hose and really rinse out the fish. Rinse out the gut cavity, rinse out in those gills. Just pull out any straggler, anything that you just don't want to eat, and you have a perfectly well prepared fish ready to cook whole. Another thing you can also do is you can take shears and cut off the fins. That way it might be easier to wrap in foil. You won't poke yourself, because I'm not gonna lie, when I descale fish, those always get me, and I never learn. I just leave them on there every time. Last but not least, I do want to see the meat on this guy. We're gonna fry him up later. Let's just check it out before we go to the kitchen. Let's check out this meat on this. Ooh. Looking pretty white. It's looking like a sea bass. Sorry, I cannot fillet fish with gloves on.
Wow, that is some good looking white meat there.
It almost looks like lionfish.
Yeah.
It literally looks like lionfish.
It has the consistency of lionfish.
Yeah, it does. Check that out. Lionfish? That's like what I can compare it to.
Really?
That's pretty cool. Make a little taco. Cut off that little bit of belly meat there. Feed it to our fish friends. Now you guys know what an inside of a bank sea bass looks like. But right now we are going to meet you guys in the kitchen where we are going to cook our fish whole. All right, so we're back at my house here, and a very important thing that I do when I preserve fish or put them on ice, or if I'm traveling with fish, is I always wrap them in paper towels, because paper towels will absorb any type of water, moisture, anything, any liquid that you do not want your fish sitting in. So these fish are nice and dry. The inside, I tuck the paper towel on the inside as well. We have our lane snapper here and our Vermillion, aka beeliner here.
Let me zoom in on those.
I got my mom.
Pretty.
I got my mom behind the camera right now, helping me out.
Look at the yellow.
That's a really good size lane snapper as well. So I'm just using what I have in my kitchen. When I prepare whole fish, I do like to score the fish. So that means you just put cuts in the fish, so that way the heat and the ingredients on what you season your fish with will go into the fish meat. And as you guys saw earlier in the video, I did scale these fish. Very important. You definitely want to scale your fish before you cook it whole. Finley, what you want? Finley's like, can I have some fish? Vermilion snapper, these guys right here, you really want to eat them within the first 1, 2, maybe 3 days. They're very good fish to eat, but their meat does get super soft, super fast. That was one gnarly hook set in this fish. Ripped up from 350 feet. I have some good old minced garlic because I'm a little lazy to chop some garlic right now. Ain't gonna lie. And if you are wrapping these fish in foil, putting them on a grill, you can cut their fins off as well to just wrap the fish a lot easier. And my oven is ready. It's preheated. It does do a very long song, by the way. Okay, I did have an orange over here, so I'm gonna go ahead and stuff their belly with the orange, just to give it a little bit of a citrus flavor. Go ahead and get close. You can really stuff their belly with any type of fruit, any type of green stuff. So I got parsley, if you had like thyme, just really anything, which is just so cool. This belly isn't as big. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little turmeric.
Just a little.
Turmeric's good. It's not spicy. I'm only doing on one side. A little black pepper. Some garlic and herb salt. And some olive oil. A lot of times I use butter, but I'm going with the olive oil this time. Oh, it's gonna be so good.
It looks good already.
I know. This is one of my favorite things, and it's really crazy because in the United States, a lot of Americans do not eat whole fish. Like, in everywhere around the world, that's pretty much the only way they eat fish. They come over here and look at us fillet a fish and throw a carcass in the water, and they're like, wait a minute. Because, I mean, almost the whole fish is edible. I mean, their roe, certain organs, their cheeks, their throats, their collars, as you could say. It's kind of like dark meat of the fish. And then when you fillet a fish as well, like, you have all that meat between the bones. So, completely utilizing both of these fish. And we got my freshly picked lemon out of the backyard, as you guys can see. A little squirterooski on the fish right there. So while we wait for our fish to cool down so we don't burn our mouths, we went ahead and made a little bit of espresso. You guys already know. Coffee addict.
Oh, I don't get much better than that.
All right, getting close. So, Mom, do you remember the names of these fish? Which one's this one?
We have a vermilion.
Oh, which one is
and
this
a
one?
lane. That's a vermilion.
No, this one.
That's the lane.
And this one?
Vermilion.
There you go. Fish school. So you can actually eat the skin as well. So let's...
That's the best part.
Oh,
Kind of.
yes. Look how white and flaky that meat is. That is...
I'm going to get in there real good.
amazing. All right. This is the lane. Try not to
That's for me.
spill it off the fork unless I can feed you. Table's turned.
Really good. Very
Okay.
juicy. I
Lane.
can even taste the citrus.
Like it's like an aroma.
Yeah.
And this is Vermillion.
Very small.
It's like first class service over here.
I like the first one better.
Yeah?
This one's good too, but I like the first one.
All right, let's get in here.
The first one had like a sweeter taste.
It's been a while since I've had a Vermillion snapper, actually. Let's see. Get some of that seasoning, some of that juice.
Maybe that's why.
No, it is. The lane snapper it's more of a sweeter meat. The Vermillion's more of just like a, I don't want to say bland. Yes.
Yep, lane.
Just
Lane.
more just like subtle. Like it's just not as sweet. But oh man, so good, so good. It's crazy too because like even if you don't catch like a bunch of fish or big fish or anything, like look at this. Like this is literally a meal for 2 people. I mean, you don't even need to put sides to this. It's a whole fish and a whole fish. Like this is the perfect dinner. All right, you guys, we're gonna go ahead, enjoy our coffee and fish, as weird as that sounds, but I will drink coffee with any meal. Don't get me wrong. For right now, this video is ending. Thank you for watching. Thanks for coming over. Leave a positive comment below, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys next time. See ya. So the really cool thing about my chickens, and I just built this whole enclosure, actually I have a whole video on it I'm gonna post as well, is I get to feed the chickens the scraps of pretty much anything I eat. And I can feed it to them without Finley getting in the coop. Here you go, chickens. They love some fish. There y'all go. Come see. Ow, Finley, you nut. You guys enjoy. Bone apple teeth.
Wow, look at him go for it. Little Finley's got